Today we are going to solve this problem, which is Leetcode hard level problem, the trapping rainwater. In this problem we are given an n non-negative integers representing an elevation map where the width of each bar is 1. We have to compute how much water it can trap after raining. So in this problem statement we are given that the uh, width of each bar, these are the bars, and the width is 1, means this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is from this to this is 1. Okay, and these are the heights of these bars. Okay, means the first bar is 0, so it is not here, and the second bar height is 1, so it is here. The third bar height is 0, so it's not here. It's the amount of water that we are storing here. Okay, not the height of the bar. And here it is 2, so means this is the height of the fourth bar. Okay, then we have to return the total amount of water, maximum amount of water that we can store or trap here. Okay, so the blue section, it is given in the question that the blue section is being trapped, it is water. Okay, and how can we return the maximum amount of water? So if you think about it, then this question is similar like the question that we have discussed earlier, which is a product of array except self. It just have a little change here, like we are gonna let first of all we are gonna calculate the height, the length of the height array. Then what we will do, we will create two arrays, left array of length n, and left array of length n and right array of length n. Okay, then what we will do, we will initialize, we will give value of left 0 to height 0. Okay, then what we will do, we will start iterating from I equals to 1 to I till I becomes n. Okay, then we are gonna store the left I, at left I we are gonna store the max between left I minus 1, means the previous of current index element, and the height I. Okay, and in right, what we will do, we will in right array we are gonna iterate from end to first position. So right n minus 1 is going to be height n minus 1. Okay, and for n I equals to n minus 2 up to I is greater than equals to 0, right I is equals to max between right I plus 1 and height I. Okay, so what have we done till now? I'm gonna explain you, like I'll just copy this height array first. We have this height array. Okay, and we are initializing a left array, and left 0 is equals to height 0, means left only has this element. Okay, and when we start iterating, our left becomes so just have a look here, like we have the left first element as 0. Then in this I'm explaining you that what are we doing in this iteration. Okay, from height equals to 1, from I equals to 1. Okay, so this index up till n, means the last index, we are gonna store the at left I, means left I is 1, so at left 1, we are gonna just give it tab here and control X and paste it here. Okay, at left, according to our loop, at left 1, store the maximum between left I minus 1. So left I minus 1 is 0 because I is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, so left 0 is 0. So maximum between 0 and height I is 1. As you can see, height 1 is 1, so it is going to store 1 here, maximum between these two. So at left 1 it is going to be 1. Okay, similarly when I becomes 2 means here when I becomes 2 it will check with 1, and I left height 2, which is height 2 is height 0, height 1, height 2, which is 0. Okay, so max between 1 and 0 is going to be again 1. Okay, now this is let's copy this again, and when I becomes, it is for I equals to 2, when I becomes 3, uh, height I is 2, so 2, and the previous height left 2 is 1, so 1, so maximum between 1 and 2, so it's gonna store 2 here, and this loop is gonna run up till end. Okay, uh, up to left end. We are running this loop up till left end, and it's going to become like we are gonna have last index as 3, last index element as 3. So the array will look like this, 3. Okay, similarly we have right array. This is just only the working of the left array, that what are we doing in this loop. Okay, and the similar working of right array, in which we are first storing at right n minus 1, n is 4, 8, 12, n is 12, so 4, 12, 4, 11, just yeah, 4, 11 equals to max between right 10 and height 11. Okay, so we are storing this, and the array will fill like this, but in the left array we are iterating from left equals to 0 to n, means from left to right, and in the right array we are iterating from right to left. So I'll just show you that how will our left array look like. So our right array will look like first it is going to store 1 here, then the max between 1 and 2, so 2, then max between 2 and 1, so it's going to be 2, and the max between 2 and 2, which is going to be 2, the max between 2 and 3, it is going to be 3, the max between, because all these values are smaller than 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, so 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So yeah, our left array is going to be look like this. Okay, then what we are gonna do, we are gonna initialize a variable, integer type variable, which is total amount stored, means the total amount of water that we have stored. And what we are gonna do, that iterate from I equals to 0 to I less than n, and this total amount stored is going to be plus equals to minimum between minimum between left I comma right I. Okay, and minus height I. Okay, so we are gonna store this. So let me just explain you why are we doing this. So minimum between left I, because we are iterating from 0, so let's just copy, yeah, there's no need to copy this. So we can see that left is this height, and so our left array, right array and height array. So iterating from 0 means we are just checking for the 0th index. So total amount stored equals to minimum between left eye and right eye. So left eye and right eye, it is 0 minus height eye, which is 0. So 0 minus 0, it is going to total amount of water stored is going to be 0. Okay, I'm using comma here just to like what will be the value of total amount stored after each iteration. Okay, then when I will become 1, so it is going to be 1 and 2, the minimum between 1 and 2 minus height I, which is 1. So minimum is 1 and minus 1, which is 0. Okay, now the minimum between 1 and 2 minus 0. So minimum between 1 and 2 is 1 and minus 0 is 0. Okay, as you can see here, we are um, we are doing this for this diagram. Okay, it is going to be, sorry, it is going to be 1. So our total amount stored will become 1, and this 1 is this much amount of water that we are storing here, this. Okay, now we will move to second iteration when our current left element will become 2 and right will become 2. Okay, and minimum between 2 and 2 and minus 2, which is going to be again 0. Okay, similarly at the end we are going to have the output as 6. So when we after all iterations our output will become 6, so we will just return the total amount stored. Okay, this is the approach that we are gonna use. Okay, this is the approach that we are gonna use. So the time complexities of this approach is order of n, because we are iterating and checking all the elements linearly, and the space complexity is going to be order of n2, because we are creating 2 temporary arrays. Okay, so let me just code this approach. That first calculate the height length. Now create a left array equals to new int n. Now left 0 is equals to height 0. Okay, now for int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, sorry, it's not 0, it's 1. Okay, and then left I, what we are gonna do, max between this, that left I math. In Java we use math.max, and in C++ we use max, only max function. So store left I minus 1 comma height I. Okay, similarly create a right int right equals to new int and right n minus 1 is equals to height n minus 1, then store, then use iteration for int I equals to n minus 2, I greater than equals to 0, I minus minus, and right, let me just copy it from here, that right I is equals to math dot max between right eye plus 1 and height eye. Okay, now we are gonna use this, that create a variable in total amount store, which is, and initially its value is 0. Okay, then what we are doing, that for int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and total amount stored plus equals to math dot minimum, the minimum between left eye and right eye, and minus the current height. Okay, Then what we will do, we will return total amount stored. we will return total amount stored. So let's try to run this code. The code is running fine, so let's try to submit this code. Okay, this solution has been submitted, and as you can see, as I have told you, that the complexities of this function are, the time complexity is order of n, because we are iterating and checking all the elements, and the space complexity is order of n. Okay, so thank you for watching the video, and please like, share and subscribe the channel.